well across the country. Most polling stations opened and closed at the prescribed times. By 20 hours, counting had commenced at most polling stations where voting had concluded. Polling stations that opened late remained open for the corresponding period required to compensate for the time lost. In some locations, a number of voters who remained in queues beyond 18 hours were allowed to cast their ballots in accordance with the applicable procedures. A few poor day instances to highlight. Voting was generally conducted in a peaceful atmosphere. However, there were a few instances that were recorded, including at Kawatila polling station in Bangolu constituency, Samfya district. Strong winds affected the temporary polling shelter and delayed opening of the station. The situation was subsequently managed and voting has proceeded. In Kawambwa district, Pambashe constituency in particular, an incident occurred after a candidate brought a relative who was not registered at the polling station to vote. The incident resulted in unrest between 11 and 12 hours, but we are happy to note that calm was subsequently restored and voting continued. With those few highlights, I wish to conclude by indicating that the Commission has continued to receive, consolidate, and verify reports across the country on the status of polling, closure of polling stations, and commencement of counting. Further updates, which obviously will be tomorrow, will be provided as polling stations continue to transition into counting centers. I thank you.
Thank you. That's the update for this evening. Just quickly scanning the room to check in case we have any questions, points of clarifications. And do take note, we've got various speaking points in the audience, so just locate where the podium is. I'm seeing a hand at the back and another one here. So let's start. Just go to the podium and ask the question. Introduce yourself as well.
CEO, thank you very much for that brief update. My name is David Mvula. I'm the Executive Director for Common Grounds Network. There was an incident at the University of Zambia where the polling station was closed or reported to have been closed. But what was coming from that polling station is that there were some students who were eager to vote and were asking that they would be allowed to vote. I just want to seek your maybe some clarification from yourself to just find out what is transparent in terms of that situation, if at all that polling station was opened or has been opened, and if it has not been opened, what will happen to those who need to vote. It is reported that they were there in good time and their colleagues who were still in the hostels were still finding ways to the polling station. But there was that interaction in terms of how they will manage that situation for them to vote. So I just want to ask how that has been handled by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mvula. Let's go to the other podium.
Thank you so much. My name's Ruth Ngoma, currently serving as the Commonwealth Youth Ambassador for Zambia, as well as a member of Common Grounds Network. So my question is, if there is a discrepancy between electrically transmitted results and the physical results document, which record takes precedence and how is the discrepancy resolved? I'd like to get that clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ngoma, for that question. I've seen a hand in front here. Okay, so 2 hands. May I request that you both proceed to the podium so that we can take your questions back to back?
Thank you very much. Good evening, Chief Electoral Officer and members of ECZ. My name is Peter Chanda, President of New Congress Party and an alliance partner for UPND. You said you will give the update tomorrow. We wanted to know the specific time that you are going to give us an update. We're already seeing some results being circulated on the social media. And I think our expectation for this night was that as you come at this hour, you are going to give us some of the results that have already been counted. So we need an update from you as to know where the results have been counted and verified so that the Zambian people are not misled. So basically, Chief Electoral Officer, we want to know what time specifically are you going to give us an update, or if that will also be an update on the elections, or it will be an update on the announcement of some results and the results both at presidential and all levels. I thank you.
Greetings. Enoch Luzio Tonga, Tonse Alliance. When is ECZ going to start giving us specific figures in as far as the results are concerned? When are we expecting figures tomorrow? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor Chanda and Mr. Tonga, for those questions that have been asked. Let me just turn to the CEO to respond to the 4 issues, though I take note that the last 2 are somehow intertwined. They're speaking to when the Commission will start releasing the figures in terms of the election results, but also the specific time for the next update. There was also a question from Ms. Ngoma who asked what happens if there's a discrepancy between, is it electronically transmitted results versus the physical copy, but also the incident at the University of Zambia. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. For the incident at the University of Zambia, Mr. Mvula, the Commission, I wish to confirm that the Commission did receive a report from the University of Zambia, and to this effect, did dispatch officers from head office to go and address the situation there. And as we speak, the officers are yet to render a full report, but what I can speak to is a preliminary position that whoever needed to be procedurally facilitated to vote has been able to vote at the University of Zambia. But in terms of the detailed report, we will share that once we get that account from our officers. On the second question, you will recall that Yesterday at the launch of the Results Center, the Commission, through the Director ICT, did make a detailed presentation on how the results management process will be handled. Now, I'll take you back to the procedure at the totaling center. We will have computing equipment at the totaling centers, which will be used to both capture the figures, but also scan the forms from the polling station. I'm speaking specifically in relation to the presidential election. Now, the documents that the returning officer will use to announce the presidential election result at the totaling center will be a product of the computing system there, the results management system. So the results from the polling station will be totaled up upon being captured onto the results management system at the constituency center. So after that is done, a report will be printed from the system to, and among which is an announcement of the presidential election result. And it is those same results that will be electronically transmitted to head office, as well as a signed copy of a scan of the signed copy of the announcement at the constituency center. Now, in the results management journey, as it were, every change, every capture of figures is done at the constituency level. All that will happen at head office is to verify and add up again for purposes of consolidating the presidential. So in short, what I'm saying is we do not expect to see any discrepancy. And if in the very unlikely event there is, that situation will be referred back to the totaling center so that then that reconciliation can happen. Yeah. From Reverend Chanda, in terms of specific time, in light of circulation of some results, once again, please note that the results management process starts at the polling station. So immediately voting closes, the count commences, and after the count, results at the polling station are announced. Now, those results are in public domain, okay? But remember, they're results for a polling station. Now, the commission in this journey only comes in once all results for a constituency are received and verified at the constituency level and totaled up, and the returning officer announces at the constituency. Only then will the commission pick it up. The commission will not be announcing polling station results because that is done at the polling station level. So as the counting and announcements as polling stations progresses, the public will come across several of these results, but bear in mind the context that these are results from various polling stations. In and of themselves do not give a full picture of a constituency. So it's only after all results from a constituency are consolidated, totaled up, and the returning officer has announced at that level, do they then become available for the commission to announce at head office and give the cumulative total when it comes to the presidential election. Now, from where we sit now, as we indicated, as of the 20 hours, most of the polling stations had transitioned into counting. Now, earlier on, we did indicate also that on average, the count takes around 6 hours because you're not just counting the presidential ballots. there are 3 other elections to be counted. So we do not expect that they would have finished by now to count. And after that they are finished to count, then they would have to go to their respective constituency centers. So we will begin to see polling station results throughout the night. But at this point, we cannot give a specific time when the Commission will give the first announcement when it comes to results. What we can assure you is that we will give regular updates, and the Commission has committed that it will release the results in accordance with a timeline and ensure that that declaration is made within the 72 hours. So please rest assured that we will be with you together here at the National Results Center, and where we need to give an update, we will give an update, and when results are available, those will be announced. But also you can rest assured that during this window, you will not necessarily be totally in the dark, because, as I indicated earlier, the announcement at polling station is in public domain, as well as the announcement at the constituency centers. I think that also addresses the last question in terms of when will the Commission give us figures. Given the trends we have seen, we can begin to raise our confidence that tomorrow we should be able to share some results. Thank you.
Thank you, CEO. I'm just quickly looking around. So 2 hands just in that row. Please just go at the back where the podium is. The 3 of you together so that we can get the questions. Do remember to introduce yourself as you ask the question.
Good evening, Kasonde Mwenda from Tonse Alliance. Would not want to trivialize your answer. We really appreciate your communication, but being stakeholders, we feel it will be good if the responses you give are not that which are just pushed down us, but one that we can reasonably agree together, because giving us an answer that you will come when, I think it's unfair, because this is the middle of the night. We need to plan. Some of us have prepared to sleep here and wait. But if you make it all about you, about when you'll be ready, when you come, tomorrow can be even up to midnight tomorrow, it will still be tomorrow. So we would beg of you to consider our state here. We have to prepare what we are going to eat. Should we sleep here? Should we disband? Should we go home? And if we leave, then we hear in the middle of the night you came and gave some results. There are other people we're representing. So we are begging you, in the interest of the people of Zambia, that give us timelines we can prepare and plan. Help us plan. We are not forcing you to give us dates and times which are unrealistic, but help us with information that we can use productively. Are we going to hear from you at 12 hours, so that we come back at 12 instead of staying here the night and then you come at 18 hours? We would have wasted our time. So with all due respect, we are asking you, can you give us time we can work with and plan? Thank you.
Good evening, CEO. My name is Kennedy Chanda. I'm coming from Hope for Human Rights Association, a member of the Tonse Alliance. In as much as I appreciate your response regarding to the incident that took place at the University of Zambia, I would like you to make a clarification to the public as to whether the Commission has certain situations where they could allow a polling station that had already been closed to be reopened for people to be to cast their votes. Thank you very much.
Good evening, CEO. My name is Walia Nondo, a bona fide citizen of this republic. Sir, there is a picture that has gone viral on social media of a former member of parliament for Matero, who is Maus Walia Sampa, capturing himself inside the polling station. And earlier, in your address to the nation, you made mention to say it is illegal, it's a crime for anyone to do such a thing. My question is that, have you reported Maus Walia Sampa to the law enforcers for the law that he has broken? Thank you very much.
Thank you for those 3 questions and need for clarification. I'll request the CEO to respond to the issues.
Thank you so much for those questions. First from Mr. Mwenda, that I think in being not specific, my attention was drawn to the questions related to results. So it is with respect to results that that response was given to indicate that at this point, it is not possible to give a very specific answer to the stakeholders that the Commission will begin to announce the results at a particular time tomorrow. What I can indicate to the stakeholders here present and the nation through the media is that tomorrow morning we will have an update. There will be no announcement of results tonight. So we'll not expect anyone to spend the night here in the National Results Center, much as it is a very lovely place. But we will not have any announcements of results tonight. Tomorrow, if we get the results earlier, the brief, maybe the announcement of results itself, but otherwise, we will still, in the morning, mid-morning, give an update as to the receipt of results as we continue to monitor the count, rather the close and the count of votes at the respective polling stations around the country. The second question was in relation to the authority of the Commission vis-a-vis voting times. So the Electoral Commission has the mandate to prescribe the voting times and where necessary, the required extension, as it were. You may wish to refer to Section 50. Section 50 of the Electoral Process Act for details over the same. The last question, I must honestly say I've not yet seen the picture in question. Nonetheless, what was stated earlier remains, that the law is very clear around the disclosure of one's voting by way of capturing the picture and sharing that is an offense. So this photo in question or the information in question has not been brought to the attention of the Commission yet. But once again, to repeat, it remains an offense to do that which we highlighted earlier around disclosing how one voted by getting a photo of the ballot paper and sharing it publicly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished stakeholders, for having stayed with us up to this time. I can see my watch saying 0003. It's past midnight. And as CEO has indicated, we'll have another update tomorrow at about midday to provide the way forward on what will be happening in the course of the day, but more so specifically the areas of interest in terms of results. Let's keep following the Electoral Commission of Zambia Facebook page for the live updates, but more so other updates that the Commission will be giving from here. But also many thanks to the media teams from various media houses that have kept the nation updated, and even beyond the nation. I know we have international media. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning.